Hi, hello everyone. Very good evening, one and all. Welcome to the most comprehensive preparation platform for all competitive exams, BYJU'S Exam Prep. Warm welcome to the GATE 2024 Fundamental Series. Welcome back, everybody. We have already started C programming in the GATE Fundamental Series few days ago, and we have paused this C programming classes at control statements. Right? In the last season, we have discussed about structure of a C program. Tokens means about identifiers, constants, operators, operator precedence, associativity, and then we have discussed about data types, IO statements, printf, scanf, and then we have discussed about control statements, if else, loop, right? So there we have actually paused. So if anyone want to learn from the scratch, whenever you get free time, in the playlist you can find my past classes of this C programming. You may refer. So from today I am resuming this C programming classes, dear friends. As we have done earlier, I will show the live execution in the compiler for every class. Okay. So today's topic is, let us code 10 most basic common programs in C. Okay. It is not just like I will give the ready-made code for you. I'll explain how you have to write the code and how you have to develop the logic. As we are going to discuss basic programs, when you start learning with these programs, slowly you will be able to code even for complex programs, complex applications also. Okay. So we will start the session with your approval that am I visible and audible to you clearly or not? Could you please approve? Could you please confirm? Everybody, whoever are watching it live, please confirm, am I visible and audible to you clearly or not? Hello Wiki Vlogs and others. Hi Trivikram. Great, great. So let us code 10 most common basic programs that you start with everywhere you learn C language. With these programs you will start. So let us understand how we are writing the code for these programs. Okay. Before that, let me introduce myself quickly. I am Satya, research scholar with 15 plus years of teaching experience, mentored more than 40,000 students all over India. I am qualified in GATE, UGC NET, SET, and also certified by Cisco into networking and programming. So this is quick brief about me. If any new students are there, you can find my details here. And guys, Mr. Rashul Chotani, who has secured All India rank 12 in GATE 2023, would be taking a free workshop on our BYJU'S Exam Prep app for GATE 2024 students, and he will share his experience, what tricks, what tips he followed, what is the strategy he followed to secure All India rank 12 in his first attempt, so that they may be useful for you also, for GATE 2024 aspirants also. By following the similar strategy, you also may secure a very good rank, single digit rank in fact in the first attempt. So this would be on 7th May at 12:30 PM on our BYJU'S Exam Prep app. So register for this workshop and get benefit out of it. Hello Lalit Yadav, good evening. Trivikram, Vicky and everybody. Once again, warm welcome. Welcome back to this GATE Fundamentals C programming classes. Okay. Now, what we are going to learn today, for what 10 programs we are going to code today. The first, the very basic program to verify whether the given year number is leap year or not, and then let us code for checking biggest of 3 numbers, and then let us code to print sum of n given numbers, and then we will code to print the pattern, 2 star patterns, 2 number patterns, and then how to write the code for printing factorial of the given number, and how to check whether the given number is prime number or not, and finally we will write the code for printing Fibonacci series. So these are the 10 programs which are very basic, very common. Everywhere you learn C language, definitely these programs you will be learning, or you have to learn. Learning means not by hiding the code, dear friends. Program can never be by hand, can never be mugged up. You have to understand the logic. Mugging is not the way to learn programming, not the way to learn coding. So we will understand how the code is developed for these 10 popular basic programs. To start with, the first program, leap year or not. Guys, we know what is leap year, which has 366 days in a year. Generally, every year will have 365 days, but leap year will have 366 days. Why? Because in the February month, it will have 29 days. That is the reason why it will have 366 days, right? But it will not fall every year. For how many years this leap year comes? This leap year comes for every 4th year, isn't it? Every 4th year would be leap year. That means, suppose if the year 2020 is a leap year, again it will come when 2024, when again it comes 2028, again 2032. So please understand, if the leap year 4 is a leap year, it again comes when 8, it again comes when at 12, it again comes when at 16, it again comes when at 20, and so on. That means leap year number is multiple of 4, isn't it? Leap year number is multiple of 4. 4 ones are 4, 4 twos are 8, 4 threes are 12, so on. That means if that number you divide with 4, definitely remainder should be 0, because it is a multiple of 4. So if you divide any number with 4 and if you get the remainder as 0, that means that is a leap year. So what is the code we write? If you divide the number, given number, with 4 and check the remainder, what is the operator that extract remainder value by division? What is that operator? Percentage or modulus operator. So whenever you apply this operator, the result would be remainder. So if the result is 0, that means it is leap year. Otherwise, means else it is not a leap year. So now what number user enter is not known, it is not fixed. You may want to check 5034 is leap year or not. I may want to check 1980 is leap year or not. Some other may want to check some other year number. As this number is not fixed, we have to create it as a variable and take what number you want to check as leap year. Take the input from the user. So, what could be the code? Check this. We have started void main and I am declaring one variable as year, and I am asking the user enter the year, which year you want to check as leap or not. And I want to take the input at runtime. In the last season I have explained, if you want to take the input at runtime, what function we use? Scanf. Because here we have created it as a integer, scanf. So I am taking scanf with the format specifier %d. Here d specifies what? Decimal integer. So whatever the input you give for the year, that will be taken by this scanf function, store in that year storage location. If I divide that number with 4 and modulus remainder is 0, what operator I am using? Modulus, and I am checking the result is 0 or not. So checking the equality. So for equality, what operator? Double equal symbol, not single equal, dear friends. Please remember, double equal symbol. If it is 0, that means it is a leap year. Otherwise means else it is not a leap year. That's it. That is the code. So suppose you are giving the input as 2020. 2020, if you divide with 4, do you get the remainder as 0? Yes, you will get the remainder as 0. So definitely what should be the output? Leap year should be the output. Suppose you are giving the input as 2021. What is the remainder you get? Remainder is 1. Is 1 equal to 0? False. So if condition is false, so what is the output you get? Not a leap year. Isn't it? So let us check whether we are getting the same or not. How? I told you already, I have shown you. Let us open the browser. Is my screen visible? Is my browser visible for everybody? Is my browser visible for everybody? Open Google. You can type online C compiler. You may open any online compiler. Let's say I am opening the very first one. Okay. I am just pasting my code here, and here I am doing necessary changes because I may get syntax error, because here the quotations it is taking in the Unicode form, but we have to give in the ASCII code form. So let us do necessary changes. Okay, done. Guys, is it visible for everybody? Is the code visible? Now let me run the code. So it is asking enter the year. So suppose if I enter 2020, see, I am getting leap year. Okay. Okay, let me run the code again. If I enter 2021, it is getting not a leap year. Now, by mistake, if you use a single equal symbol actually assign RHS value to LHS. But see here, whenever you have entered single equal symbol, you are getting error. You are not getting error because of that you are showing the error at some other line. At some other line actually it is showing the error. It is not showing the error as at line 5. Right? So, you have to be very careful. You have to give double equal symbol only because you are checking the equality. Sir, why it is showing error? Because if you use assignment operator, the left hand side you should not perform any operation. See here you are doing some operation, no, year mod 4, that is the LHS. A equal to B. A is LHS, B is RHS. A is LHS, you are not supposed to do any operation on LHS. All the operations should happen on the right hand side. Final result only be assigned to the left hand side. As you are performing operation here, it is giving error. Hello Visesh, Solo, understood? All right. Now, let us check with the second program. What is this second program? Biggest of 3 numbers. Suppose you are given 3 numbers. Okay. Let you are given 20, 40, 15. Let these numbers are A, B, C. Yes, we can check by looking, as we know mathematics, as we know numbers, just by looking you can say which number is big number. Sir, for this small also you have to write the code. See, biggest of 3 numbers code may not be useful for you in the software job or may not be useful in the interview or anywhere, but we are learning. So, let us learn with small applications. Okay, that is what the idea here. Understood? So, here how actually the computer should verify. See, I am verifying is A value greater than B. If A is greater than B, A can be greater than C also. So, if A is greater than B, then I have to check A greater than C. So, if A is greater than B as well as greater than C, that means among these 3 which is big number? A is big number. Okay, A is greater than B, but A is not greater than C. A greater than B, but A is not greater than C. That means which is big number? A already proved that greater than B, but A is not greater than C. That means C is greater than A while A is always greater than B here. So then we can say C is big ultimately. Okay. There is a possibility A not at all greater than B, like our inputs, if you take 20, 40, 15, A is greater than B, 20 greater than 40, false. So, there is no need to check A greater than C or not, because A can never be biggest among these 3. So, if A is greater than B, false. That means B is bigger, A is smaller. Is B bigger than C also? Let us check. A is not greater than B. So, else if B is greater than C, then B is big number, because it is already proved it is not greater, it is bigger than A, and here we are checking it is bigger than C, definitely B is big. Else B is greater than A but not greater than C, that means who is big? C is big. So when we think of what is actually happening with that thought process, we have to write the steps. Directly we need not to code. Directly you need not to start with hash include, void, main, declaring variables. No. First think of the logic. Think of the logic. Okay? So this here what we are using? Here we are using what? Nested if else. So here 20 greater than 40 false. So as if is false, total if block is neglected. Directly control comes to else block. B greater than C, true. 40 greater than 15, true. So as this if is true, its matching else is not executed. So what is the output you get? B is big output you will get. So look at the code here. Wait a minute. Okay. Look at the code. I have declared three variables A, B, C, because what numbers user enter I don't know. So they have to be variables. If the values are fixed, we can take them as constants. But we don't know what values you want to check, I want to check, other wants to check. They keep changing. So which value keep changing, we call it as variable. So I have created them as variables, and I am asking the user enter three numbers. Which three numbers you want to check? Enter them. So taken first input in A, second input in B, third input in C. If A is greater than B, A greater than C, definitely A is big. A greater than B, but A is not greater than C. That means which will be big? C will be big. No, A is not at all greater than B. Then check, is B greater than C? So if A is not greater than B and B is greater than C, definitely B is big. Otherwise C is big. So this is what the code we have written. Now let us execute it. I think the compiler is visible. So I am just copying and pasting the code. Okay. Just doing the necessary modifications, because from the Word and online compiler, these some characters format changes. That's why we have to adjust accordingly, otherwise you will get the syntax error. I will show you. Suppose see, here B is big quotations, C is big quotations, I did not change, and if I run the code, see, you are getting the error. You are getting the error. These quotations is what the error. And see, here quotations are being the errors, because these quotations are as per ASCII characters in the Word document or PowerPoint when we typed, but this online compiler take Unicode characters. So we have to change them as per this. That means here again you type them, then it will take as per its Unicode form. Okay. And yes, so now if I run, again it is asking, okay, there is no hash include statement, no, so that's why it is giving the error. So let me include hash include stdio.h. Header file is required because where printf scanf definitions are there in the header file. As you have not included it, compiler is unable to understand what is printf, what is scanf. That's why I have included it now. Now if I run, still I am getting error. Why? Okay, there are two brackets here. So let us remove. Okay, I have removed. Yes, now it successfully executed. So now I am entering the three numbers 20, 40, 50. So A is 20, B is 40, C is 50. Which should be the biggest? C is the biggest. So yes, I got C is big. Again you run the code. Oh wait. Okay, here I need to change everything again. I think you have understood. The code has gone somehow. I think you have understood. So this code is working for checking biggest of any three numbers. Now I got a doubt. Suppose if I give the same values for A, B and C, I give the same values. What I will get the output? Can anyone say? I am entering all A, B, C values as the same. Everybody, what would be the output? Please tell me. Do I get error? Or do I get any output? Do I get error or any output I get? Yes, please respond. I am giving 20, 20, 20. What is the output I am getting? C is big output. Why? Let us get back to the code once. Let us get back to the code once. What I have entered 20, 20, 20. So A is 20, B is 20, C is 20. check 20 greater than 20. No, 20 is not greater than 20, false. So straight away come to this else. Here we have if B greater than C, 20 greater than 20, this is also false. So straight away come to else. So what is printed? C is big printed. Understood? When you are entering the same values, why you are getting C is big as output? Because of this if else nature. Clear? Now, let's see the third program is sum of n numbers. That means, suppose I am giving n value as 5. So I should get 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 as output. That is 15 as output. If I enter 10, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus so on to 10. If I enter 100, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus so on to plus 100, I should get the output. Now you tell me, can we do it manually as fast as computer? Sum of first 100 numbers, sum of first 1000 numbers. No, right? But computer do it just like that. So what is the logic here if you observe? Initially, what is the sum when I have not added anything? I have not added anything. So initially sum is 0. Right? Beginning sum is 0. Now to this sum I have to add first number. First number. That means 0 plus 1. So sum is equal to 1. Now to this sum I have to add the second number. 1 plus 2. So sum is equal to 3. To this number I have to add the third number. 3 plus 3 equal to 6. See, I am doing repeated work. Same work I am doing repeatedly. So, there is no need to write 5 statements, because 5 numbers, if I write 5 statements, if I give n value as 100, do I write 100 statements? If n is 1000, do I write 1000 statements? No. So, what actually we are doing? We are adding 1 then 2, then 3, then 4, then 4, then 5. So, we are adding one number, then increasing that number, then increasing that number. So, if I take this number as I, first I add 1, then I add 2, then I add 3, then I add 4, then I add 5. So, every time I is incrementing by plus 1, right? Isn't it? So, here what is the logic we are implementing? To the sum, I should be added. That I value vary from 1 till what number? Till the given number. If the given number is 5, up to 5. If the given number is 10, up to 10. So, whether that number is inclusive or exclusive. If it is inclusive, you will write equal to. If it is exclusive, means till 4 only you have to add, you will write less than. Right? And it should be repeated. How long? While your I value is less than or equal to n if it is inclusive. If it is exclusive, I should be less than n. And every time I value should be incremented. So, I is equal to I plus 1. Right? I have developed using while, you may convert it into for, like this. See, I have taken sum initially 0 because I have not added. Trivikram Prasad? Yes, yes. Yeah, Trivikram, I understand. I'll tell you why n into n plus 1 by 2 may not work always. If I change the description, I'll tell you. So I have taken up to how many, which fifth number you want to find the sum, taken the input, used for loop. You may use while loop also, no issue. So for I 1 till n, I made n as inclusive, and every time I am incrementing I by 1, sum is equal to sum plus I. So finally I am printing the sum. Okay. Here n into n plus 1 by 2 formula will work. But if I want to find sum of even numbers, sum of odd numbers, sum of every fifth number, like 1 plus 5 plus 0 plus 5 plus 10 plus 15 plus 20 plus, like that, then you may not get the formula in maths. You may get, but to recall it would be difficult. But here, same code we can do a little modification. It may be sum of all the numbers, sum of every alternate number, sum of every fifth number, sum of every ninth number, no issue. We can use the same code with a little modification. Like I want every ninth number sum. So here you observe what is the amount of increment I am doing every time. Instead of I plus 1, what I write? I plus 9, simple. So Trivikram, you understood now why n into n plus 1 by 2 I don't prefer, why I prefer this code. Right. So let us execute this and check whether it is working or not. I hope the browser is visible. The browser is visible, right, for everybody? Okay. Now, if I run this code, it is asking enter n value. So if I enter 5, 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1, which is 15. Yes, I am getting sum is 15. Okay, let me enter the n value as 100. See how much time it took? Fraction of second. Sum of first 100 numbers is 5050. Great. Okay, let me enter n value as 1000. I got the sum of first 1000 numbers as 5500, 5,500. Okay, if I enter n value as 2000, sum of first 2000 numbers, it is getting 20 lakh 1000. See, as and when I enter the n value, in next second I am getting the output. That is what the advantage of computer, no? Speed, accuracy. The same if we have to calculate manually, whether you use the formula, whether you use some other method, definitely we take some time, and human is actually aligned to commit errors. It's very common, human mistake, but computer never do such calculation mistake. So understand that. Okay, right. Now what I was telling, instead of all n numbers, I just want every 9th number. Like as I said, I just want 0 plus 9 plus 18 plus 27 plus 36. So what is this? 9 plus 18, 27, 27 plus 27, 54, 54 plus 36. I want the output as 90. But with what I am starting as I? With 0. With 0 I am starting as I, and up to 36 it is going. So let us do the code for that with a slight modification. So what I have to do, instead of I is equal to 1, let me start I with 0, and instead of I plus plus, what I have to make? I equal to I plus 9. Simple. So I have executed the code, enter n value, 36 I have entered. See, just like that it gave the output. The sum is 90. Means sum of multiple of 9 up to 36. That means 9 plus 18 plus 27 plus 36, which is 90. So that is what the advantage of coding, guys. So much time a user or human spend, that same work computer can do in seconds. All right. Let us go ahead with the next program, that is print star pattern. So I want this pattern to be printed. Please understand, whenever you are given to print any pattern, first what you have to do is count number of rows. I will tell the standard method, guys. The given pattern you frame as rows and columns. Okay, this method work for any complex pattern, dear friends. Please form the given pattern into rows and columns. Now you check how many rows, how many columns. I have 5 rows, 6 columns. So the number of rows, number of columns is not same. The number of rows, the number of columns is not same. So let number of rows be R, number of columns be C, or you can use some other alphabet, your wish, row, col. Okay. Now what I am doing for every row, every column, I am printing star. I am just printing star. So for row access, let us take I. So let I starts with 1. How many rows you are printing? 5 rows, because R value is 5. If R value is 10, 10 rows. That means for I1 till I value is less than R, are you printing in every row? Yes. So every row means first row, then second row, then third row. So here I is changing linearly by 1. So the first loop I am writing for the row purpose. This is for the row purpose. And the second loop we have to write for the column purpose. This is called nesting of loop. In one loop, we write another loop. So I start with for. Let us take another variable j. Am I printing in every column? Yes, on first column, on second column, on third column. So here as 6 columns, I am printing 6 times. If I take 10 columns, 10 times. If I take j columns, I'll c columns, I'll print c times. And I am printing in every column. So j value is also increasing linearly. Now, what I am printing every time? I am printing star. Now, please listen carefully. So, this inner loop is for printing stars. So, first loop stars printed. After printing the first row, before going to second row, line should change, no? Means after completing the first row printing, second row printing means it should come in the next line. So we have to write the statement for that. Otherwise, compiler print them regularly. On the same line it prints. So how we are making the compiler to go to next line or new line? By writing \n. So whenever you write \n is the escape sequence special character that is indicating new line. This is called new line character, dear friends. So compiler understand with this, okay, I have to go to new line. You will not get that \n as printed, but you are moved to the new line. Okay, so let's see the code. If rows and columns are same, means you are printing the square matrix, you can use only one number because the number of rows, number of columns the same. When number of rows and number of columns same, you can use the single number. If different, if number of rows is not equal to number of columns, then you can use for rows R, for C, for columns C. Here you can replace I less than or equal to R, J less than or equal to C. Okay. Now let us check how it is working. I believe the browser is visible. Okay, I have just copied the code. Oh my God, every time. Okay. Now let us take rows and columns as different, guys. Int r comma c I am taking. So enter rows and columns. Okay. Now I have to take them as R and C, and for I equal to 1, I less than or equal to R, J less than or equal to C, print star. Now, okay, So here quotations, problem, right? Okay. Now let us run the code. Somewhere misplaced okay. So without opening braces, I have mentioned closed braces, right? Line 12. Okay, I have added one more. All right. Yes, it worked. Now it is asking enter number of rows, number of columns. Let's say I am entering 10 rows, 20 columns. See? So you see there is no space between every star. There is no space between every star. Right? So if you want space, you can add. You can add if you want space. Now you see, if I enter 5 rows, 6 columns, now you can clearly understand, okay, 5 rows stars printed and in 6 columns stars printed. Okay, I want Satya to be printed 5 times in this way. So I am writing 5 rows, 6 columns. See, my name only printed 5 rows, 6 columns. So total 30 times it printed. You want your name to be printed, you can just write your name here instead of star, or you just want hash to be printed, you can write hash. So what you want to print, you can just write in between the quotations, right? So this is one basic simple pattern to print. Similarly, instead of the star, suppose I want number to be printed or some other pattern to be printed. Like this. Look at this. I want to print star or a hash, whatever, but I want to print like this. What I said, what is the standard method to follow? I said, convert this into tabular form. The given pattern to understand, convert this into rows and columns. Okay, so that you will get some idea how actually this pattern is. With that ideology, we can develop the logic. So please observe here, I am having 6 rows, 6 columns. So it is a square matrix, or you may take different rows, different columns. Okay. And on the first row, one time only star printed. On the second row, 2 times star printed. On the third row, 3 stars printed. Right? Can you see that? On the fourth row, 4 times star printed. On the sixth row, 6 times star printed. So, how many times we are printing? If it is ith row, I times star is getting printed. Here comes the idea. So, we will write one loop, and am I printing in every row? Yes. So, for I1, I less than or equal to or I plus plus. For j equal to 1, j less than or equal to. Now this is for column. On the first column, how many? 1. Second column, 2. Third column, 3. Fourth column, 4. That means what is the row number? Those many times only we are printing. So for j less than or equal to I, because I is what we are taking as row number. So if I is 1, 1 time. If I is 2, 2 times. I is 3, 3 times. Simple. So print star, and before you go for every row, you have to go for the new line. That's it. This is the logic. Are you able to follow, dear friends? So let's see the code. As I have taken the square matrix, number of rows, number of columns same, I have used only one value, one variable n. Again I repeat, if you take different rows, different columns, you can use R, C. So for I equal to 1, I less than n, that is common for row printing, and C the column printing. J up to I means first row 1 time, second row 2 times, so on. Right. So whether it is executed or not, let's see on this here itself. Let us just do a small change. J less than or equal to I. That is only the change we have done. So run. Now enter the rows and columns. Let's say I am entering 5 rows, 6 columns. As I have printed hash, I am getting hash. No, I want only star. Okay, your wish. So 8 rows, 7 columns. So I am getting 8 by 7 printed stars. Okay. Linux, maybe in the end of the June you can expect. In the end of the June month we can expect. Okay. Now, dear friends, in the same way how we are printing star, we may print numbers also. We may print this also. Again, here if you form it as a table, 6 rows, 6 columns. And till now we have printed same character every time. Whether you printed 1 time or 2 times or 3 times, whether you printed same number of times in every row or different number of times in every row, you printed what? Same, star, always. Printed hash, always. But here you see there is a change. In the first row I am printing all ones. Second row I am printing all twos. First row printing ones. Second row printing twos. Fifth row printing fives. So here is the clue for us. If it is ith row, print I. So you use the same code for I is equal to 1, I less than or equal to R, I plus plus. J is equal to 1, J less than or equal to C, J plus plus. And what I am printing every time? Row number I am printing. What is the row number? I. And before moving to the next row, I want it to be in the new line. That's it. That's it. Let's execute it. Before that, let me show you the code. So if you use the square matrix, no need of two variables RC. If you want different rows, number of rows, different columns, you can take R and C again. And here it should not be j less than or equal to I, j less than or equal to n, I times I am printing. Okay, let us execute it and see. So what you are printing? Not star. I am printing I, and yes, enter number of rows, number of columns. Let's say 5 rows, 6 columns. I got 1 printed 6 times, 2 printed 6 times, 3 printed 6 times, right? You want clarity, you can just give the space. 5 rows, 6 columns. Now you can understand it clearly. 1 printed 6 times, 2 printed 6 times. So which row you are printing, that row number we are printing. Row number changing. That's why we have taken that as I. So I you are printing. Similarly, I want the column number to be printed. What happens? Let's see. Suppose instead of I am writing J. Let's see what output I will get. I am writing 5 rows, 6 columns. First column 1, second column 2, third column 3, fourth column 4, fifth column 5, sixth column 6. So what is the column number that is getting printed? And similarly, I don't want to print 6 times or every column. If it is first row 1 time, second row 2 times, third row 3 times. So ith row I times I want to print column number. Now you check 5 rows, 6 columns. So first row 1 time, second row 1, 2, third row 1, 2, 3, fifth row 5 numbers. Because I am printing column number here, it stopped with 5 only. Suppose if I print row number, if I give 6 rows, 5 columns, row number is printing. If it is the first row 1 time, fifth row 5 times, third row 3 times. So guys, if you learn the code for one simple problem, automatically ideas will trigger for you. Ideas will trigger. Are you able to follow, dear friends? Please respond. And you see this. You see this pattern. First I want to print 6. Then I want to print 6, 5. 6, 5, 4. So here we already know one clue. First row 1 number, second row 2 numbers, third row 3 numbers, sixth row 6 numbers. So how to develop the logic we have already understood. But what is getting printed, you see? What is getting printed? It's not the column number, it's not the row number. Isn't it? So what can be the code or logic? I am leaving this for your homework. Okay. And then printing factorial, similar logic, prime or not. I am keeping the code in the PDF, dear friends. Due to time constraint, let us conclude the session. But all the 10 programs code I will keep in the PDF, and I will share the PDF in the Telegram group. So please go through the code and try to understand the code. Don't by head or mug up. Understand the code, okay, and do practice. That's all for today. I hope you all have enjoyed learning the logic behind simple common programs of C language. Wish you all a very happy coding. See you in the next session. These are my Telegram and Instagram group links where I will share the PDF in the Telegram group links. So do join to connect with me and for PDFs. Thank you so much for joining the session. I hope you enjoyed this session and liked it. If so, please do like, share and subscribe to our BEP channel and enable the notifications. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow sharp at 9 p.m. with one-dimensional array discussion with practice, with live practice as usual. Okay? Thank you. See you tomorrow sharp at 9 p.m. Till then, have a great time. Take care. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.